What's up, YouTube? Just here with the tutorial video on how to do the famous Burstfade Mohawk. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab the number 6 guard. We're gonna chop it down to the number 6 guard length. You want to make sure the clipper does not snag any hair. Making sure you run it through the cowlick. Making sure you grab all the little strays because these guards tend to leave hairs behind. So I'm grabbing my gammas, absolute hitters, making my first guideline. I want to keep it nice and round to give it that nice burst effect. Making sure everything's clean, making sure it's nice and bald. Now I'm just simply outlining the tail, only using the corners of the trimmer. Make sure you don't press too hard because on this area it is super sensitive. So now I'm grabbing my Babyless shavers, making sure it's nice and bald, nice and clean. So we start the fading process. So I'm indicating here how far you should be going up with the clipper. So I'm going in with my cordless masters with the number guard all the way closed. Making sure I only use the corners and making sure I preserve that shape. Now I'm going to open up the lever and I'm going to scoop up into the hair. Just kind of soften up that line a little bit. I'm going to freeze it right here. This is what you should be having in your head when you're cutting this type of hair. Just dusting off my canvas, going in with my cordless masters all the way closed. This is just a rough draft, just making sure everything's nice and organized and clean. You know what I'm saying? Once you start, you can't finish, you know what I'm saying? So, right here, I'm just chipping it with the dogs, making sure everything I hit, I make sure it's cut down. You don't want to come back to it and waste time. So here I'm flicking out with my and this cordless. So now I'm going with the number 2 guard. Number 2 guard part is very important. So you're gonna want to close it and you're gonna want to scoop. That's the C motion right there. I call that the C motion. So you're going to want to use that motion and you're going to want to do that all the way from the front to the back to the front. So we're just scooping, making sure it's nice and cut, nice and even. One thing you don't want is everything unorganized while you're cutting, especially with haircuts like this. So now I'm using the number 2 guard again. I'm simply just flicking out with it open. This is pretty much like a short 3, so you can pretty much use this for somebody that doesn't want a 3 or a short 3, right? So now I'm just simply using the number 2.5 and just making sure everything's organized. The client was just telling me that he's seen his haircut on my Instagram. Appreciate the support. So now I'm going in with my Wall Seniors cordless with the 1.5 all the way open, just softening up that line. Again, making sure it's all organized, making sure it's all cut. You don't want to waste time and go back. Now I have a number 1 with my Wall Seniors, and now you're gonna use the corners only and flick up with the number 1. Any little dark spots, you don't want to hit it with the corners, only with it open. Do not go into the hair with it open like that because it could really distort the shape. So now I'm going in with my gammas, outlining the sideburns. That's the owner right there. Shout out Bebe Latino. Outlining the burst areas. Now I'm just grabbing my motor comb and just thinning out his hairline a little bit because he has some cowlicks on there. So now I'm gonna line him up, making it nice and natural. You do not want to push his hairline, but you kind of want to imagine like there's hair there. So now I'm grabbing my comb and simply just hitting the spots where I normally would hit with the guard, but I feel like this way is a lot more effective. So you just grab the comb and simply grab the hair that you want to cut and make that shape. And you want to blend into the tail. You can see it's nice and nice and blended already. So now I'm just simply looking for cowlicks in the hair and making sure I cut the hair the way it wants to lay. You don't want to cut it against the grain in those areas, because sometimes what will happen is you'll have a distorted haircut. And I wish I had a picture of a distorted haircut, but I don't, unfortunately. But in the next one, I will show you guys what I mean. So now I'm simply just going into his beard, making sure all the strays are cut with my seniors. Yeah, and also I do have a modified blade on this senior. It's also a babless blade. It's pretty much the same thing for people in the comments. So now I'm moving into the enhancements. I'm using my Justin Lee stencil to create that nice blur effect with enhancements. By the way, what is your guys' take on enhancements? Do you guys like them? Do you guys hate them? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. So now I'm going in with sideburn. This part is what gives it that nice blur effect, if you get it right. And I'm still trying to like fill in his thin spots, making sure it doesn't look too much like paint. You want to give it that illusion that there's hair there. So I'm going in with my absolute hitters, just touching up that area where I hit it with enhancements, making sure it has no drip. Now I'm going in with my Turkish straight razor to enhance these lines, make them nice and sharp. So you want to pull that skin against the grain. You want to shape downwards, and lightly too. If you want to create that ash effect, you're gonna want to do it super light and make sure the skin is nice and moisturized. Usually what I do first is I dab them up with alcohol. That removes all the impurities off the skin. That way you get that nice ash look. So now I'm still simply just razoring him up. And yes, I did use enhancements on his beard as well, but I didn't want to put so much because his beard isn't on the thick side, and you can already tell with the paint that I used. You can kind of already tell that there is paint there, but from a distance and for illusion purposes, it works very, very well for people that have thin beards. You can even upsell this and add it to your service list. I personally just hook it up to all my clients. I don't charge it. It's all included in the haircut. Oh, and down in the comments below, give me ideas for this channel. Like, what is one thing you guys want to see from me? Do you guys want to see my tools, what I use, just my reviews on the tools that I've used before? Because I've used a lot of tools. But back to the haircut. So now here I'm just simply outlining the Mohawk area with enhancements. That way it gives it a nice sharper look. Making sure it's nice and blended in with the hair. You don't want it to have that nice contrast. You don't want it to look too much like paint. So I'm just simply going in with the wall seniors and just touching up my haircut, making sure everything's nice and even. It's simply just I like to call this lever play. So now I'm grabbing a number 3 and I'm gonna soften up that dark line right there, as you can see. And I'm gonna scoop up into the tail. The homie Marcos right there. Shout out Marcos. You can follow him at Cuts by Marcos on Instagram. So now I'm just simply blending in the tail into the haircut, making sure it doesn't look too dark. You want it to look contrasted. So now I'm grabbing number 2 with the lever all the way open. And you're gonna want to use the same shape. You want to use a round shape with this haircut. Always have it in your head. So now I'm just grabbing my motor comb and just flip over combing some of the stray hairs that I see, because sometimes the guards can't even grab it. So now I'm just using my motor comb and just simply touching up the haircut. Now I'm just raising up his hairline with my Turkish razor. Checking to see who's my next client. Yeah, man, just let me know in the comments down below what else you guys want to see from me, what else I could be doing in this channel, kind of like to give you guys that that barber lifestyle, And this is pretty much it right here, guys. This is the Burstfade Mohawk tutorial. And for the comments down below, I do recommend using Love Your Clients Naturals, and it's the stuff that I'm going to show you guys right now a little bit. So now I'm just simply cleaning up his neck, making sure there's no strays, and pretty much for the other side of the head, it's the same process. You want to keep it nice and round, keep it organized. You know, that's pretty much the key to a very, very blurry fade, is to simply just keep everything organized. Once you have everything organized, everything else kind of like just falls into place. And that's pretty much it, guys. I'm sure you guys can tell how it's nice and blurred right there, you know. Give you guys another 360. You know what I'm saying? Just flexing real quick. Shout out De La Bay Cuts. Shout out all the team. This right here is what I'm talking about, guys. This right here is the Love Your Clients Naturals. It's not like your normal talc. It's very, very good for your client's skin. It is on the pricier side, but only because it's very organic and it smells amazing. It smells really, really good. That's LYC on their Instagram page. I'm not sponsored. This is just me giving an honest review. But that's it, guys. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Later, guys. Peace.